Welcome to the Lummy Sports Show, where we bring you the latest news and updates from the world of sports, along with our own unique perspectives and insights. I'm Lumix, and I'm joined by my co-host, Brian the Babyface Matroni, and Rhett the Filthy Ginger. Two of the most knowledgeable and entertaining voices in sports today. Whether you're a diehard fan or just a casual observer, we've got you covered. With in-depth analysis, lively debate, and plenty of laughs along the way. So sit back, relax, and get ready for some sports talk like you've never heard it before.
Let's go!
Let's go!
What an intro.
What an intro.
What an intro! I got my pen here, Brian.
That is like from the future.
I got my pen here. So I noticed along the way.
It's the weekly sports blitz.
Was this a little
three bros?
Was this a little insult, buddy?
What?
Let me reread this one.
Was what a little insult?
Joined by my co-host Brian the Babyface Matroni and Rhett the Filthy Ginger. 2. Where's the 3? Where's the 3?
Well, it's first of all that was AI, so clearly AI knows you.
Oh, so it is a dig at me.
It's not. The computer did it. I'm not responsible for what a computer did.
See, now Rhett actually thought that you might have.
I did not.
Rhett thought that maybe you were going to try to spin it in your lawyer talk.
No, I mean it is you talking about it. You wouldn't say we. You would say we are 3. But you're referencing specifically who you're joined by, which is me and Rhett. I mean, linguistically, it's correct.
But thank you for your compliment, Lummy.
Yes.
Thank the computer.
It's not Brian. Brian would have rewrote it a different way.
I wouldn't have done that, no. But I think it's hilarious. I'll you know what? I should do a different AI introduction each show and bring it with me for you to read.
And then we just sit and decide which one might be the best.
Yeah.
Perfect. Oh, hey, everybody. I would just like to say, obviously, if you haven't ordered it already, go on Bubba Army store, BubbaArmyMerch.com, and order your Planet Dan along with your Bubba University and Merch Cricks.
Or if you're smart, you can wait a couple weeks and catch them on sale.
Now, Brian, that's very.
How many did they run of that? 40? What's the minimum? What's the minimum run?
Listen, I don't know, Brian, but I mean, did you put your request in, or have you ordered yours yet?
No, but I will be taking a road trip soon, and my daughter will need a new vomit shirt. So
now, would you wear this to a game or a jersey?
I'd rather wear a jersey.
Oh,
yeah. There's nothing douchier than that.
Come on, you really don't like this shirt?
No.
Come on, me and Caviar designed this.
I mean, it looks like you would have whoever that is designed it.
Caviar Tacos.
Yeah.
Bob's Burger guy.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I came up with the Planet Dan, whole thing so.
Yeah, Lummy had that idea one day, came up with the Planet Dan thing.
Yeah. Great idea.
So you're not going to buy one?
First of all, the guy should be burning through a camel on that.
He doesn't smoke anymore, Brian.
Yeah, that's what he tells everybody.
Oh, come on, Brian. He says he does not smoke.
Yeah.
It's been, 45
my
days?
advice is to wait on the Planet Dan shirts until they're in the bargain bin. Or just
then
go
give
to
them
your
up
local Goodwill and get them.
Get them out for stocking stuffers? Oh, Brian, come on. Coming with the heat. Coming out hot. Yeah, that's right. Coming out hot.
Ever since Dan has cut back on his cigarette smoking, he has been hanging out with me in the parking lot a lot more.
Well, yes, he has been.
That says something.
No, we're just kidding, Brian. He doesn't do that.
No, there is an implication there.
You know what? I don't know why. Rhett,
I don't know why Rhett would say that.
You know what, Rhett? That's just a little too much. Okay.
I'm kidding.
That's a bridge too far.
What the fuck?
Jeez, Brian comes out with the hot, the heat. He's coming in hot, and you just come in with the burial.
Dan does burn through more camels than an Egyptian tour company.
Oh, man. Well, I mean, hey, listen, Brian, you've been good. We haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, it's been a week.
I know, 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, you guys are lucky.
I mean, people are kind of blown away right now.
Yeah, how about let's get right into what we've been neglecting. The elephant in the room. I know you were there last night. The Tampa Bay Rays.
Oh, no.
The greatest start in modern history since 1984.
Yeah.
I mean, what this team is doing is unprecedented.
They look good.
They look phenomenal. And you take away the one little blip on the radar with the the blown game against Chicago in the rain
and losing some pitching, which kind of stunk.
But they're fighting through it. It's really amazing. I mean, they've got the best staff ERA in baseball. They've got the best slugging percentage in
run
baseball.
differential.
The run differential. They're hitting home runs at an astronomical rate and holding their opponents to virtually no home runs.
Oh yeah.
So what's the catch here? I mean, when are we going to come back down to earth?
Down to earth. So here, chew on this. The Rays play 500 baseball the rest of the way. They're a 90-win team already. That's where they're at.
Yeah.
They are going to make the playoffs. Some wise man on here said earlier that the Rays' ceiling was very, very high at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I think we all did, though.
I said 104, 105.
Yeah, we had always
victories.
we had always talked about how the expectations now for the Rays, the average fan is like, all right, 90 wins this year. You know
hold on, Mach. Can you turn on? Can you flip us live on Bubba Army Radio, please? The millions and millions of listeners want to hear
There's still 4
baby
guys
face.
that listen there.
Brian, that's our
I haven't
biggest,
seen the numbers. I'm just
Brian, that's our biggest outlet.
Well, good. They can't hear me right now, so I can insult them
He
all
may
I
not
want.
be back there. I will go check.
See, they can't even hear us.
Jeez, Brian, just coming in really hot. But
I didn't realize it was still 2013.
Everyone else. What the fuck? All right, we're moving on that, Brian. No, you know what I saw from sitting at my unbelievable seats? Thank you, BK from Sunbelt.
Yeah, those are. Does he have season tickets there, or do you just want to give you?
No, that's his Sunbelt
those are
tickets.
amazing. If you ever want to throw those around, BK, I'm your guy.
Well, I think I'm his guy there, obviously.
Yeah, but I'll really create some good content for the show.
What do you mean?
I
wore my Bubba.
You don't even know what I mean. That's what's so crazy about it.
Listen, I wore my Bubba Army shirt underneath my jersey and then exposed it. Which I recorded the game to see how many times I was on. I was right behind the old man.
Where was the Nedhead, dude?
Well, that's where you're. Are you working for the other show now?
Well, we were talking about Bubba Army Radio, so.
Listen, your show, you're the Diaco show where you piped in every once in a while. I was getting deleted off there anyhow, so you better download those
First
while
of all,
you can.
I was the Diaco show. Let's be clear on that. There were many nights when Dan would cancel on me last minute, and I would do that show by myself.
Well, now it's going to be deleted. You dick. 813-90-BUBBA, 813-90-BUBBA.
Talking about Dan.
All those shows.
Poor Dr. Dan, man.
Brian,
if he wants to call in, he can.
He's probably busy in surgery, working on some
saving lives.
He doesn't know anything about sport. He definitely doesn't listen to sports talk radio.
Hold on, he said he knows a lot about sports. He watches sports all the time.
Sure.
If I go to a baseball game here pretty soon, he's on a 1-game winning streak for his his flag football team.
He's playing flag football?
His son is.
Oh.
He coaches. He's the coach.
Oh, he's the coach.
Yeah, he's head
Bubba's going
coach.
to be an assistant coach this weekend.
Oh, that's great.
On Friday.
That's hilarious.
Bubba's a very good coach,
Bubba knows what he's doing.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And Dr. Dan wrote up all his own plays.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
Oh, I'm sure he spent hours and reading. And do they have Flag Football for Dummies? Is that a book?
Oh. Shot number 3. No, but you know what? Being where I was, the Rays look like they're having a lot of fun, and it looks like they're not stiff at all.
It's the farthest thing from it, man. This is what's so great, and I've made this point before, is when you look at this roster, there is no pressure. There is nobody who has to go out there and perform. Now, you look at a team like the Yankees, and you look at these contracts like they give Trey Turner for the Phillies and Juan Soto's looking for with the Padres. These are guys that you can't bench even when they're struggling. You can't sit a $350 million player. You can't bench him. The Rays, you struggle, we'll sit you for a couple games. Brandon Lowe, he was
batting 227, I think I saw it yesterday, and he played a little bit better, but they keep, like you said, they keep plugging in. And then even yesterday, you watched the game. There's the second starter, or whatever they call it. He got hit in the foot, went out. Brought in that reliever who held it down.
Yeah, Thompson took a foul ball. A line drive off the foot. But the good news is it's negative, so I don't even think he'll miss much time.
But he only got these 3 innings, and the reliever came in and they shut him down, and beat the Pirates 4-1.
Yeah, I mean they were going into last night the second best team in baseball. Now they're the third behind the Orioles.
They did a double steal.
And how about that AL East, man? 39 games combined above 500. Not a single team in the division with a losing record. It's nuts. And this is what happens, though. So one big change for this year that has not been discussed too much is the new, more balanced schedule. You used to play teams in your division 18 times.
Yep.
And it's down to 13 now. So that means the Rays get 20 games, additional games, against teams not in their division. And the AL East for the last 15 years has been the best division consistently in baseball.
And I clicked on this ESPN, and it's going to be a long talk, even though I think the Rays have definitely stepped up in attendance. But, I mean, right here in the second paragraph, the Rays, who drew just 10,325 to Tropicana Field, lead the big league, 60 home runs. So, obviously, ESPN is going to keep pointing out the attendance problem.
Oh, we'll talk about Oakland.
Well, they don't need to.
Yeah, what are they, three?
2,500 maybe showed up to that game yesterday.
Yeah, they're 3 and 25.
Fucking abysmal.
What are they? 3,
Abysmal.
6 and 24.
And who's at fault there? Are we talking about the owners of the team? Is it the city of Oakland? Is it a mutual?
They're leaving now.
They're writing.
Tampa Bay is averaging almost as many fans as Cleveland per game. So is there a story about how Cleveland's doing terrible?
No, but that's the thing is, but Brian, you know how
it's just those small market teams.
Well, no, but you guys know how ESPN hates on Tampa and especially the Rays. They never talk about how the Lightning do well.
Here's a real quick question: why the fuck haven't the Rays been on Sunday Night Baseball yet?
That's the problem.
Why the fuck haven't they been featured? Maybe Tampa Bay and the Tampa Bay market would be more into the game if they got more national attention.
Well, hold on, but like you said, attendance is up for the Rays.
Way up. They're probably up 4,000 from last year.
You put a winning product on the field, you see what happens.
And it's exciting. It's exciting to watch. Double steals, home runs, base hits, playing hard.
They've always been one of the most exciting teams to watch in baseball.
Well, and they're talking about now opening up some parts of the upper deck.
Well, they are. For the Yankees series this weekend, where the Yankees aren't going to have any starters there. I think it's the Tampa Yankees that are playing the Tampa Bay Rays.
Which Brian didn't come to that game either for the Bubba Army night. Maybe you can come out to the next one. Wear a Planet Dan shirt or
maybe I'll
jersey.
get more than 3 days notice.
We're working on another. But let me ask you, Brian. If you had a month, would you come?
Yeah, if I had a month to plan around it, yeah.
Okay. 2 weeks,
I'm a mover and shaker, man. You know me. I'm mixing it up constantly.
I mean, he's a mile a minute, scheduled every second of every day.
The chat wants to know. They want to know. Who's a better dresser, you or Dr. Dan? Because Dr. Dan comes in his Versace shirts and
Dr. Dan thinks he's a better dresser.
They want to know what brand that is.
Does he still wear a chain with the little Figaro horn? Does he still wear that?
I don't know.
That's a good look. That's solid. Does he lean against his T-top Thunderbird while
he leans against his Ferrari?
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. So. But yeah, I mean, the Rays right now are obviously balling 106 differential. I mean, I think the next team is the Rangers.
The Rangers, but that's inflated with just 2 series against Oakland and 1 against Kansas City, in which that's all of their run differential.
How about the Buccos?
I'll say this:
after it.
The Rangers probably aren't even going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, but after Houston.
Houston's going to win that division, and the Angels will come on, and I think the Rangers will end up a game or 2 out. I think if the AL East can keep doing what they're doing, all 3 wild card spots may come from the AL East.
You think the Pirates are going to be able to keep doing? Austin Wolf 20 on the Super Chat. Thank you.
I think the Pirates are going to be lucky to finish 500.
You don't. Oh, okay. I say they'll probably be the Baltimore Orioles of last year.
They'll be 78 to 85 wins on the season. They don't have enough right now. But we are seeing the biggest thing with the rule change. 2 things. One, high value on young, athletic middle infielders. Number 2, younger pitchers are faring better with the pitch clock than the older pitchers.
That's true.
And historically, older pitchers, ages 35 and older, have posted better ERA and everything else. Because if you think about it, if a team has a choice between an older guy and a younger guy and they're close, they're going to go with the younger guy. So older pitchers generally have to be better than their younger counterparts in order to make the squad. And this year, that number's been turned. The younger pitchers are out pitching the older pitchers for the first time in forever in Major League Baseball. And I think a lot of that has to do with the pitch clock.
And by the way, that game last night, we were like, oh, it should be like the 7th and 8th inning. It was like the 5th inning. It was a really long game. I think it was by the time we left end of 6, it was already at like 2 hours and 40 minutes or 2 hours and 30 minutes. So, and there was even a couple of pitches that messed up with the pitch clock. And then you have the instant replay and all those different things. But if you have an opportunity to get out the Tropicana, I mean, it is a fun time. And they have improved the stadium again this year. I don't know if you guys have been to a game this year. I know, Brian, you have. I forgot about opening day. Rhett, have you been?
To a game this year?
Yeah.
No. I've been wanting to go, but I just...
Well, last night's game was only 2:45, Lummy. 2 hours and 45 minutes. That ain't that long.
All right, 2 hours and 20 minutes. Well, they've been averaging, what, 220?
I mean, the last 3 innings went quick.
Okay, there you go. See, okay,
through
yeah.
the 6th, it was a little bit longer than usual.
Yeah.
But no, it I mean, 2:45, that's slightly above. For a 4-1 game, that's a long time.
Yeah, because it was definitely weird. I mean, obviously, what's his name getting hurt didn't help the pitcher with the different pitching motions, but
Thompson.
Yeah, Thompson, whatever his name is. But I mean, that's baseball. We got something that Rhett really wants to get to. Breaking news. I'm sure you have a lot to say about this, Brian.
I just feel like this is the biggest story we're going to get this week. I know we got a second wave of free agency coming. We're still kind of looking.
Well, we still got to talk about the draft. Yeah.
Teams. But yeah, breaking news in the world of the NFL: Jackson Mahomes has been arrested.
Yeah, sexual assault
behind bars for grabbing and kissing that woman a couple months ago.
The Kansas City Chiefs, what?
Owner.
The owner?
I think
the owner
it was a
of the
restaurant
Chiefs?
owner.
No, it was a restaurant owner, and it couldn't happen to a douchier guy.
I mean, honestly, the guy who's filming fucking TikToks on the Sean Taylor Memorial during the game.
I've got good intel that Jackson Mahomes' mugshot is going to feature a Planet Dan shirt.
Would you represent Jackson Mahomes?
I'm not a criminal defense attorney, so no.
Oh.
I mean, would I if I was a criminal defense attorney? Absolutely. Absolutely, you want that case. But I'm not a criminal defense attorney in, Missouri.
How do you think this plays out?
He'll plea out. First-time offender. He'll get probation.
You think he goes kind of like out of the spotlight for a little bit, or are we still going to see douchebag kind of hanging out?
He's gonna. This is the straw that broke the camel's back for Patrick. We will not see his face again. In fact, the league will call Patrick in and tell him his brother is not welcome at league functions.
Really?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
As they should.
Yes.
I think it's been a long time coming.
Because he gets too much press, and the NFL doesn't want this distraction.
Negative
I guarantee you will not see Jackson Mahomes at a Kansas City at a football game this season. You will not see him.
All right, well, let's clap it up for the defending Super Bowl champions. I mean, that's obviously another notch on the belt for them.
Yeah, and
another big win over the offseason.
Yeah,
felt like they had an okay draft, but this really makes up for it.
And they hosted the draft. Now, Brian, what did you both think about the draft with the concerts and how it was, handled? I mean, what was your guys' opinion? Did you guys watch the full draft or?
I mean, it's just loser after loser after loser lined up in a row.
Yeah,
if there was a massive fire there, I can't say that I would shed a tear.
Are you talking about for the bands?
I'm talking about the fans.
Yeah, as soon as they brought out Motley Crue, I knew.
See, I wasn't even getting that. I was saying the performances by the bands. I mean, did you see? I mean, obviously, then you saw the big Buck fans that were there.
God, losers. Every single one of them. Like I said, if that scaffolding that held up the staging area had collapsed,
all right, so
nary a tear shed by me.
Let's say the draft is in Tampa. They kind of set it up the same way they did the Super Bowl experience that one year.
Of course, we.
And it's free. And it's free to go as the draft was in Kansas City. Would you at least go?
No,
No, you wouldn't want to go.
No, that's a boring, stupid event to be at. It's not. I mean, it's not even. It's not. What's the appeal?
I mean, why are we surprised, Lummy? This is the most Brian take of all time.
Let's move on. That's true. I mean, I was going to say, Brian, so you're saying that you wouldn't go for those 3-4 days?
3 or 4 days of standing outside to wait for some idiot to come up and say, with the 78th pick in the 2024 NFL draft, the Kansas City Chiefs take Bucky Mahomes. No, I don't care. I don't care. I mean, I'll look at the review of it, but I don't care. It's a big deal to the players. It's a big deal for them, but all these pathetic losers sitting in the front row trying to make it about them as fanatics of the team.
You don't like to see the reaction of them when they get so excited of a player that they don't know?
And half of them have no clue. I guarantee you. And that's the other thing. I would love to pull those losers before the game
and ask them who's on your big board.
What are their team's biggest areas of need, and which players would they like to see targeted? And I guarantee you, half of them have no clue who these kids are. Half of them, but they're there acting like they're a part of the process.
You want to know what, Brian? You know who doesn't know shit about football and had just the best time watching the draft with me? That was my mother.
Oh.
Yeah, but you know what? So, Brian, I don't know if you watched the ABC
dressed
coverage.
Up in face paint and in the front row in Kansas City?
Yes, she was.
No, we were chilling on the couch.
Enough.
No, but Brian, listen, if you listen to the ABC, I think it was Kurt Herbstreit who was making fun of them when they would call it out, and he'd be like, they don't know who that guy is when they started cheering.
That's great. I agree with
Kurt Herbstreit fan Brian is, and you kind of look like each other.
Yes.
Line 1, 727. 727.
Yep.
You're on with the two most entertaining, knowledgeable, entertaining voices in sports today.
Come on back.
Thank you.
Great call.
Obviously, you wanted to talk to Lummy, the not knowledgeable, entertaining sports knowledge. So, Brian, obviously, you probably didn't sit and watch the 3 days of draft.
I watched the first night because it was intriguing.
Okay.
And then that was it. I mean, I've got way better things to do. There's nothing, I'm not sitting on the edge of my seat. And I get ESPN alerts to my phone. So what difference does it make if I hear the guy's name or I read it?
So what's wrong with this guy right here? Oh, you can't
what
see
guy?
It. Sorry, you got to look at my TV. Well,
Rey Mysterio Jr.
Macho Man was back there a little earlier. He was switching them back and forth. But yeah, there's nothing wrong. Look, he's excited to be there.
He's a loser.
You know, you got this guy and that guy. I mean, come on.
Oh my goodness!
Look at that guy. Hold on, go back to that last one. Look at Texan Hogan in the background.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a combination Texan Hogan Ultimate Warrior
with the face paint. Dude, he's just ripping off everybody's gimmick.
You got Blueberry here.
Oh, look, it says #1 fan on it.
Yeah,
so there's no
Blueberry.
Yeah.
That's an official license plate.
Blueberry is his name at the truck stops because he'll juice you.
But yeah, we'll
good to the last drop. God, they're losers.
I mean,
he
you
paints
can
his tongue black. Loser.
I mean, that's a pretty sweet outfit, huh?
What is
I
that,
can't even
made
tell
out of
what it is.
Beer boxes? I can't even tell.
It's
what's
it, Megatron?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those. Yeah, it's whatever those things are called.
God,
looks like Rhett.
So many losers.
A lot of Colts and Lions.
Yeah.
That guy was at the draft, right there, looking good.
With his.
Yeah, we'll get off that.
Yeah, let's please.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, we're just talking about all the super fans, all the studs. They paid a lot of money.
Why don't we have a camera set up on Bubba's screen yet so that the listeners can see it?
Oh, we do. It just someone has to be back there to switch it.
Okay.
Macho Man was back there earlier when I was showing off the great Dr. Dan's.
He took off for the day.
Yeah, I mean, Macho Man. He had to go work out.
Yeah, he goes super sad.
Thinking I'm getting out of here before Babyface gets on.
So okay,
cultivating and getting colorful.
We can't bury the lead here. Lamar Jackson gets his deal.
What do you think about that? I mean, it looks like we owe.
I'm surprised we haven't had old boy call in already.
I mean, I know.
He texted me as soon as I saw that news. He was the first person who texted me. Oh, he texted you too?
I wasn't going to call in.
I've been really busy lately.
I knew it was going to happen.
No, he's going to be much more excited. Brian.
Lamar got a lot more money than they were originally offering him, so he won in this.
Highest paid player in NFL
he's
history.
got $20 million more guaranteed than it was reported they were originally willing to put on the table. So, he ended up winning. I didn't think that the Ravens were going to blink like that. They blinked. And they didn't have – I mean, it was pretty clear there wasn't a market for him for what he was looking for out there.
Exactly.
So it's kind of crazy to me that they ended up blinking. But good for them. They needed him. They've got a very mediocre wideout in Zay Flowers. I mean, you think this kid's going to come out of the ACC at Boston College where he was the only player that they had and perform in the NFL? I'm going to say he's who I'm highlighting for biggest bust in the first round of the NFL draft.
Well, you also forget that they have a lot of good running backs.
And they have Odell Beckham Jr. coming off of injury, and he's like 33 years old, so that's cool.
And we might be able to see some of their good running backs this year if they don't get injured during training camp. But
I like the 2 picks at linebacker. They needed to get better there. But
now, what did you guys think about the top 5? Obviously, Bryce Young went number 1 over C.J. Stroud. I mean, what do you think for that for Carolina?
I mean, it was a no-brainer.
Kind of knew that the either 2 or 3 was going to be a team looking to trade back, and obviously 3, Texans make the move, and that's a pretty damn good move. C.J. Stroud, Will Anderson, back-to-back. You get your guys.
I don't know. I have a problem with it.
Taking pick 2 and 3?
Giving up your number 1 pick. They gave up too much draft capital. They gave up at number 1 next year too, and I don't.
Yeah, but who's to say they weren't going to be in the top 5?
No, they're not going.
Year?
They are going to be in the top 5. They have nothing anywhere on that team.
Wait, I thought they got a number 1 from Cleveland last year.
They're going to rely on. Yeah, they did. They had another pick, number 12 or whatever it was, but they traded that one away.
No,
right?
I'm saying for next year.
I don't know. Do they have a second?
I thought they did.
I mean, Cleveland's will be around 10 or 12, but they were going to have another top 5 pick if they kept their own. That's the thing, is Will Anderson worth 2 first-round picks? I don't know that he is, and I don't know that getting him now puts them in any closer to being a competitive team than just waiting until next year and getting whoever you could get best in the top 5 then.
Sure.
Well, who do you think would have... I mean,
if this was a move to compete immediately, then I think it makes more sense.
I feel like it has to be, because
but they're
where
not
else were they going to
compete
go?
immediately. Do you think they're going to win? They're going to contend for a playoff spot with C.J. Stroud as a rookie starting quarterback?
No, but you got to start from somewhere.
That's very true.
And I feel like the Houston Texans have been I mean, obviously they got held up by the Deshaun Watson. We talked about that shit last week, but it's like they've been in the same position for how many years? What's going to change? If you get C.J. Stroud, maybe you win a couple more games, but you're still going to be a top 5 pick. So just fucking go get another guy.
But wait till next year and get your other guy.
Process.
What if there's no one there,
well, if
though?
Will Anderson and C.J. Stroud are both a win, then it shortens that process of adding another stud by a year. Fuck it. You know what I mean? I guess it can be a win.
Maybe. I mean, defensive players can come in and make an immediate impact in this league. We've seen it. So I don't know that, again, taking the best, maybe you don't. I admittedly don't know what the edge rushing class looks like for next season, okay? Maybe Will Anderson was so heads and shoulders above what's going to be in the pool next year that this did make sense. I can't say that with any level of certainty, but I know that they almost assuredly gave up a top 5 pick and another first-round pick and a second-round for Will Anderson.
Well, next year, this is what they have. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 7th, 7th.
Yeah, so they don't have a first-round pick next year now, and that's that matters. Because you have positional vacancies that come up. You have injuries. You have guys that leave unexpectedly in free agency. You have guys that get arrested. So you never know what's going to happen in the NFL. And not having a first-round pick, good luck to him. That's all I got to say. Good luck to them. I hope Will Anderson's going to be a good player for them. There's no question about that. I just don't know if you give up the draft. They need every bit of draft capital they can get, is my point. So giving up a piece from next year, a major piece, your first-round pick from next year to try and get a little bit better now, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because they also gave up picks this year to get him.
Yep.
And so collectively, what they gave up to get him doesn't make sense to me.
561?
Yes. Hey, what's up, guys?
Hello.
Quick question, and I don't know if you covered this already because I literally just got off a phone call from work. But
yes, Brian is buying a Dan shirt.
Lamar Jackson got the deal done. I mean,
yeah.
What do you say? I can't believe they got it done, to be quite frank. I can't believe it.
Yeah, we're shocked too.
We are definitely shocked. I mean, our favorite Baltimore listener hasn't called in. I mean, he still could be partying over that. I mean, there's only so many times that Brian is wrong on something, except for the Packers thing.
Brian, you were 100% wrong.
I was.
Brian's up for deal on those kind of things.
One for two, because I was so right about Aaron Rodgers last year, and you were so wrong about
I'm talking about for this year.
Oh, for this year. Yeah, I'm 0 for 2 on my big quarterback predictions this year. I did pretty good with the draft.
Okay. Yes, sir.
I do think that if Lamar doesn't bring the Super Bowl trophy back to Baltimore, or he gets hurt and misses multiple games, he's going to be run the fuck out of town, because they won't.
Well, they can't run him anywhere because he's guaranteed $180 million. So he ain't going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, they're kind of fucked.
He won't be welcome there, though. I mean, the boo birds will be coming out. But I mean, I think that. Do you think it's a good deal? Well, it's a good deal for him, obviously, but do you think it's a good deal for the team?
I do not.
I think in this day and age in the NFL and the contracts that are being doled out, it's not atrocious. His numbers before his age 26 season have been pretty impressive. He's still a young quarterback. I mean, hell, Hendon Hooker's 25 and Lamar Jackson's 26?
Yeah.
I mean, let's think about that this way. Look at what Lamar Jackson's accomplished in one more year on this earth than Hendon Hooker. It's a lot of money, and the risk is that he's mobile. What you have to do if you're the Ravens, and this deal makes it a little bit harder to do, is to put better quality guys around him so he's not having to do what he's been having to do to get them to win. And that is to scramble and to make runs that you've got to cut down his rushing numbers. His attempts have to go down.
No, I agree with that. My other quick question, I'll let you guys go. If you take a look at the NFL salaries, let's say 10 years ago, where they were, like fast forward till now, 10 years later, as you keep going up and up and up, I mean, where does it end as far as in 10 years from now, we're going to be talking $600 million deals? I mean,
well, you have to understand it's tied to the league revenues.
Yeah.
So when their money's going up, it's because the owner's money's going up.
And it's going to keep going up over the next couple of years.
It's not going
because
down.
This is the first year that all those $100 million, billion-dollar TV deals are kicking in. So you're going to continue to see it go up. The cap's just going to go up, I think, here next season, or I think this coming off season, the cap's going to go up again.
The rule changes in the league have made it that you cannot win without an elite quarterback, period. You can't. You can come close. You can have a really good defense and make a deep playoff run, but if you do not have an elite quarterback, you cannot win in the NFL.
We'll see about this year.
What, Brock Purdy?
No, Tampa Bay.
Brian, I don't know about you, but we're getting baked, buddy. No
Yeah.
fun and games around here.
You might as well get baked.
Thanks for the call, man.
Serious business.
all right, let you go. Bye.
Brad, what do you think about the Lamar Jackson deal? You think it's worth it?
I mean, for now it is, yeah. For the production you're probably going to get out of Lamar over the next couple of seasons, just like Brian said, he has the numbers. He's still a young quarterback. I do think the biggest gamble is, as you cut down those rushing numbers, is he going to be, is he going to continue to develop his passing game? Can he really chuck the rock?
Well,
Because I feel like he still has to get a little bit better at doing that.
yeah, well, it's like Brian said. I mean, who are their wide receivers?
Yeah, and that's the
OBJ?
thing too. Is I don't think Baltimore was in the best position to go ahead and just
Give them
put
a shit ton of
themselves over
money.
the sawhorse and give him that money. It's
Because
like,
they signed OBJ for a 1-year deal?
God.
Was it 1 year, Brian?
OBJ's signed to a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
It's worth upwards of $15 million, but his cap hit's only $4 million.
Yeah, it's a shame that Lamar had his money. I mean, he got his money, and not going to hold it against him. But now he's not going to have a team.
I don't think he
around
cares. It's almost like Kyler Murray, and Russell Wilson.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, but Kyler Murray, we've
Thanks, yeah.
established. I mean, listen, call it what it is, but I feel like we've established a little more to this point that Kyler Murray's kind of a bum.
Yeah, but he's what, the third highest paid quarterback?
Well, just because
Sure
the team gave a
is.
bad contract. I mean, look at the top 3 highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL.
Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, and Lamar
Deshaun
Jackson.
Watson.
Oh, that's right.
Rodgers.
Are we talking about guaranteed or just overall contracts?
I mean, overall
Cap
or
hit?
guaranteed. I think those.
Yeah.
Jalen's in there now, but only one of those guys is produced.
Who's
Would
that?
you rather have Aaron Rodgers locked up for 2 years or Lamar Jackson in the contract he got?
Aaron Rodgers for 2 years?
No, I would take Lamar Jackson right now over.
Well, I
Aaron
already
Rodgers.
know that you're an Aaron Rodgers hater.
No,
I mean, Aaron Rodgers could walk in
realize
right
that
now, walking on water, and blow you, and
Well,
you'd still hate on him.
He wouldn't walk in here. He's doing his own thing. He's in some dark house, doing whatever.
Is he back in that?
No, I'm
Oh.
just joking.
Oh, I gotcha. I was going to say, it seems like he's at practice, working hard, throwing those wide receivers. And Rhett broke news this earlier was Randall Cobb rejoins Aaron Rodgers.
1-year deal.
Well, that's it. It's over. They're now the favorites to go to the Super Bowl.
I think
right?
the Vegas odds they went up to like 2-1. I think it's +1. I think it's -120 for them to win the Super Bowl.
That's pretty good.
I mean, Randall Cobb is, 35, 36?
Prime age for a wide receiver in today's NFL.
And in your rule book, what's the age that wide receivers start going downhill?
30 is their last year that you can expect any production out of them, like major production. 31, they start fading fast. We'll look for Mike Evans to have a much rougher year coming up. Odell Beckham Jr., same thing.
Well, Randall Cobb is the Tom Brady of wide receivers, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
He's proving you wrong, Brian. He listens to the show, and he's going to prove you wrong.
I didn't say that they're not on rosters, but look at Julio Jones, man. Come on. These guys, when they fall, they fall quick, and the numbers don't lie. There's been 2 players that have bucked the trend and over the last decade, and that's Larry Fitzgerald and Julian Edelman.
T.O.'s still playing.
Somewhere.
He sure is.
He could have kept playing in the NFL, I believe. But
do you think he bitched his way out of there?
Yeah. He is just too much of a sideshow.
Back to the draft. Number 4, AR-15 to the Colts. Now, is he beating your boy Gardner Minshew out? You think he's going to be the day 1 starter at number 4?
I think he's going to have to be.
It's hard
to take him at 4.
It's hard when you take him at number 4 to not. That's the only reason why. We did say that we thought Crazy Jim Irsay was crazy enough to draft him and go with him. It doesn't make sense to me. He needs time. It's one of the reasons why if I was, I don't know that Minshew had much of a say in it, but man, him on the Bucs would have been so much better for everybody involved. It's
Minshew.
Yeah. It's really sad that we've got the situation we have. I mean, because we know how much of a loser Baker is.
Well, Tampa Bay is looking for a veteran quarterback.
I thought they got one. I thought they got Baker.
They are.
They're looking for
reportedly. They are reportedly going to be moving on from the greatest wingman in Bucs history and Ryan Griffin, Mr. August, after 8 seasons. The longest tenured Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback in history.
Walked the great Tom Brady out.
Mm-hmm.
813-90 Bubba, 813-90 BBA.
So Anthony Richardson, let's get back to him. Yep. Highest ceiling of any player in the draft. Would you guys agree with that?
Yes.
But also potentially the lowest floor of any first round pick.
But do you see him starting? Do you guys see him starting game 1?
If they start him week 1, they are dooming his career. It will be a cataclysmic mistake to put that kid behind center day 1.
Well, get ready for it.
Then his career will be 1 or 2 seasons, and he will be out of the NFL.
All right, we'll put it this. All right, so I think I know what your perspective is. What if he has a mediocre training camp, a mediocre preseason? Do they sit him or do they put him in?
A mediocre preseason would be great for him.
So he would start then.
No.
So you think he's going to come out and just suck?
I think he does not have the tools at his disposal yet professionally as a quarterback to go in there and have any chance of succeeding on the field. 0. He could not throw for over 55% at Florida, okay?
Yeah.
You cannot take that and put him right into the NFL and expect this kid all of a sudden to be able to hit the routes that he couldn't hit when he was with Florida. He threw receivers constantly. He was not ready to read an NFL defense yet. He needs at least a year until he's going to be ready. Which is why he shouldn't have come out. I mean, don't blame him now. He's got, top 4 money, but it's, he needs more seasoning.
Rhett,
he needs more seasoning.
What do you think? You think he's coming first game? You think he's going to play first game no matter what?
I think that's what the Colts drafted him for, but I do think that is the worst course of action they could take with this guy. He's very clearly a project, and he's a very raw player. And we talked about it before the draft. Like, there's a lot of levels that he is just not at that a starting caliber NFL quarterback should be. Like, the maturity level isn't quite there. The passing game is not quite there. His temper in general, I guess that ties into the maturity level.
He's a baby.
Yeah, dude. And that was my biggest thing I didn't like about him, to be honest with you. Like, I'm a Gators fan, and sure, it's cool that we saw a Gator get drafted in the top 5, what the fuck ever.
Go Florida.
Yeah,
Go state
sure,
of Florida.
State of Florida. But it's like, I don't know, man. It was like he was almost like, do you remember Felipe Franks?
Yeah.
He was like the best possible version of Felipe Franks.
Wow.
But he still had like some attitude issues, and That used to just really turn me off.
His athleticism is way above Felipe Frank's.
I
Way
sure hope
above.
so.
Yeah. So I mean, I think he is going to be doomed because he's going to be put into the frying pan way too soon, and he's not ready for it. If you gave him at least 1 full year, that's the minimum incubation period for him right now. Probably 2, or at least a season and a half. Mix him in. I might run some packages where I would bring him in for 3 or 4 plays and then get him off the field towards the end of the season.
Is that what they did with Jalen Hurts?
Yeah.
What if they did. What if they Josh Rosen him and he ends up on the Bucs in a year?
Well, it looks like he'll be playing in the
Bucs are
XFL.
just going to start collecting failed Florida quarterbacks.
It looks like it.
And then Felipe Franks, come on down.
Oh, hold on.
Well, he's a tight
Don't
end.
worry. We have our number 1 caller from Baltimore.
Can I just get a hey, you were right?
Eventually.
Well, hey, last week I called and I said by Saturday Lamar was going to be signed.
You had inside information that we didn't have.
He technically has not been
fucking
signed yet
stupid.
because they've got to clear the cap space. They've agreed to a deal in principle.
Hey, look at Brian. That lawyer mode kicking in, catching you on a technicality, buddy.
They have not cleared the cap space to sign him yet.
That's why Lummy's truck is still dirty as fuck.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part is getting this to fit. They only have $4 million in cap space with him counting $32 million towards it. So with him counting $50 million towards it, they got to just figure out how they're going to structure that deal.
Well, hey, the deal is done, so I'm assuming they have figured out a way to make it work. But just wanted to call in and say I was finally right about one thing.
you were right about
gave you credit for
but you know what
finally
we
being
did.
right about
but
it.
you know what we were wondering, your wide receivers and your running backs are garbage. I mean, Lamar's going to be like playing by himself out there to a 3 and 14
He's been doing that
year.
the last 3 years, and when he plays, he wins, no matter who's on the field.
You say the running backs for Baltimore are unbelievable when they play,
Every
and they
season.
don't
Every
play.
season we hear about how great Baltimore's running backs are. Isn't Dobbins going to be amazing at some point?
What is he, 35
J.K.
now?
Dobbins is an animal when he's healthy.
Yeah.
When has he ever been an animal? When has he ever been healthy?
Look at it. We've gone over this multiple times. You look up his stats and you say, oh, he has good stats, but when he actually plays, which is what I'm saying exactly, is if he is healthy, he plays well.
Great. And if Brian was, whatever, just...
I think with OBJ and Bateman on the field, if they stay healthy, it's going to open up Mark Andrews more than anything else.
You do realize OBJ is coming back from an ACL and he's going to be 31 years old, right? I mean, to bank on him being ready to perform, I think is foolish.
We don't need him to perform. It's more so getting attention away from Mark Andrews, who is clearly Lamar's favorite target.
And they got
That's
Zay,
what we said about Julio Jones.
yeah, they got Zay Flowers. Brian.
That pick's not going to work out. Zay Flowers
you are so
is
negative all the fucking time, aren't you?
The most
at least one positive thing in your life is the Rays. The Rays are pretty fucking
the most overrated wide receiver in the draft was Zay Flowers.
And guess what? The Ravens went for him.
I know. This is a typical move. They cannot draft wide receivers in Baltimore. They don't know how to do it.
You're absolutely correct about that.
I know. That's the biggest reason why I think Zay Flowers is going to fail as a wideout, because Baltimore drafted him.
Who should the Ravens have drafted at the wide receiver position?
I think Jordan Addison would have been a better pick.
I think
Who was on the board still?
Jordan Addison.
I think there was enough depth at wideout that you go with a 2 or 3 round pick with it. Look, they did okay with the draft. You got to get a weapon for him, but a 5'10", 172 slot receiver. Don't know about that.
Did you call him 5'2"?
5'10", 172. That's what Zay Flowers.
Brian from
measures.
Philly, 20 on the super chat. Thank you.
The Georgia Eagles are solid, a force to be reckoned with, he says.
The Georgia Eagles. All right. Well, have a good show, guys. Brian, cheer up some. Don't be so negative all the time.
I'm called a realist.
Okay, fair enough.
J.K. Dobbins is great the 3 times a year he gets on the field. You're right.
Thank you for admitting that.
Thank you, Little Purple.
Hey,
We'll.
what did you guys think about Detroit at 12?
Well, hold on. Before you skip that,
Before I skip that,
before you skip what I was going to say, just shut up. Your boy, Bijan Robinson, going to Atlanta.
I mean, it's a great pick. It's a team that I don't know that if I'm Atlanta, I make that pick because they have some good backs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like Atlanta's running back room was depleted. They have good young backs.
Yeah, that Algier kid is really good.
Yeah, and so I know Bijan Robinson is in a class of his own, but Atlanta is not the spot where I thought he would go.
No, not at all.
If anything, I thought Philly might get him, but he was off the board before Philly could pick.
Which that's the next one, Jalen Carter.
Steal of the draft.
Yeah.
The Eagles had. I mean, you have to put them as having one of the best drafts again.
Them to get him, I mean, just another defensive lineman for them to just beef up their defense is going to be scary.
Absolute steal of the draft. And there's no, I mean, come on, there's really not behavioral concerns. Kids, he did, if I guarantee you half the kids in the draft have done something as stupid as he did. It's just somebody didn't die while they were doing it. You know, that's the difference with him. Is it bad judgment or is it just bad luck? Because I guarantee you, again, half of the kids in the draft have done things as dumb, if not dumber, and they just got away with it.
True, but I mean, you got to be smarter leading up to the draft.
Smarter. Again, that gets to the point. Is it bad character or is it bad luck? Is there anything else in his past that suggests that he's a terrible human being?
No,
exactly. So to get him at number 9, to get a guy who should have gone in the top 3 or 4 at number 9 is a real steal for the team that just lost the Super Bowl, barely. I mean,
it definitely is going to help them.
It's definitely not going to hurt them.
Now let's skip down because the Bears draft offensive lineman, not sexy. Okay, we kind of thought that's what they were going to do anyhow.
Big Skoronski going to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Well, I think the
big Skorons.
The thing with the Bears that was shocking is who it was.
Oh yeah, Darnell, right? Yeah.
I mean, nobody had him as the first offensive tackle coming off the board. Nobody.
Well, no, he was a second.
Sorry,
yeah,
second.
because Paris Johnson.
Even that. I mean,
no, I definitely thought they were at least.
There was talk of Wright falling to Tampa Bay at 19.
Yeah.
So for him to be off the board at number 10, that was a bit of a stretch for them, I think.
But obviously, as Rhett brought up, Jahmyr Gibbs, Alabama for the Lions. Now,
yeah,
I mean,
hey, listen, man. I know we were yucking it up on the draft cam there. You guys got the live view on the draft, the draft feed, and we were clapping it up. We were hugging. Guys were fucking screaming, but don't tell the rest of the guys I told you this, but it might have been a little bit of a reach.
I'll say this.
Just a little bit.
Here's what I'll say about that.
Maybe just a little bit, man.
I think that Bama, well, not Bama, I think that Detroit was counting on Bijan Robinson still being available, which is why they traded back. I think they thought there's no way Atlanta's going to take him.
What's the crime in falling in love, man?
That's true.
And I think that made them panic because their game plan all along was to trade DeAndre Swift. Swift is J.K. Dobbins. He's a very good running back when he's healthy, and he has never been healthy.
Oh, come on. He plays more than 3 games at least.
Yeah, but he had Jamal Williams. He had Jamal Williams in the backfield with him to take half of the carries. This season he was lining up to be the workhorse in that offense, and he is not capable of doing that. And he's coming to the end of his rookie deal, so you've got to cut bait. So I don't hate the pick in the sense that they went with a running back. I just hate that they went with the running back that I think they could have gotten if they traded back to 2022. I don't think there was any team that was picking behind them that was going to jump at Jahmyr Gibbs.
They already had the 18th pick. They had the 18th pick. They took the Iowa kid, the inside linebacker, Jack Campbell.
Yeah, which was another huge reach.
So they probably could have, like you said, either traded back or waited for him probably to number 18.
I would have traded back, gotten more draft capital, and picked Gibbs at 18, which would have been a lot less objectionable to everybody than Gibbs at 12. And would have gotten him maybe another second-round draft pick to add on to the what they've already have. So I'm not in love with Detroit's draft, but Jahmyr Gibbs is a great pickup. The advantage of taking him in the first round is that you've got the 5 years of control, which is that's why I would draft. If I'm drafting 30, 31, I'm drafting a running back because I want 5 years of control over my running back. Because that's all he's going to be good for the most part.
Is that 5 years?
It's 5 years. They're Glade plugins now. They have a 5-year shelf life, and then you got to move on and get a new one. And so I like taking a running back at the end of the first round. I don't like taking this running back at number 12. I would have taken Bijan Robinson anywhere.
Oh yeah, you were big, but you were hoping that he'd fall to the Bucs and the Bucs would pick him up.
I was praying, but I knew there was very little chance of Robinson dropping back to 19.
Now obviously we're very Packer with Bubba. What do you think? What do you guys think of their pick, defensive end? We thought, obviously they might get tight end, but I mean, what do you think of the defensive end?
Yeah, sure. I mean, the Packers are just to me, they were another one of those teams that we talked about. Like they just fucking needed guys. You know what I mean? Like they just need players, and I think this draft for them, to be honest, probably had to be a breath of fresh air for a lot of these draft picks because you don't have the fucking over-looming quarterback drama year in and year out. You don't have uncertainty of what this team's going to look like next year, right? Like I think it was probably for Green Bay and their fans a little refreshing, but they just needed guys. Like I don't know. I don't know what I expected them to do. I think it was. Round. I know we talked about tight end, but
I think it was smart of them looking now and realizing how much depth there was at the tight end position, and realizing that the Mayer kid from Notre Dame is not a surefire. I mean, he's good at everything. He's not great at anything.
He dropped pretty far too.
He dropped to like 34, 35 or something. Mm-hmm. But they got Luke Musgrave in the second round, and then they also got a guy named Tucker Kraft from South Dakota State. And so they've got two tight ends, essentially. One's a good blocking tight end, and the other one's a good receiving tight end. So I like what they ended up doing with it, rather than reaching in the first round. Although I don't know that Lucas Van Ness is such a disruptor and difference maker that using the 13th pick on him makes a ton of sense. When you have so many holes in your roster, they still don't have wide receivers. They've got the Watson kid, but that's and Dubes may turn into something, but they definitely could have used another wide out. But whatever, it's the Packers. Who cares now? They're going to be an also ran in the. I mean, nobody's really going to care about them for a couple seasons. They're an afterthought now.
What are you predicting their record to be this year?
I mean, 5-12.
Yeah, I mean, 7 wins is probably the ceiling.
Oh, that would be an incredible year for them, I think.
For Jordan Love to get his confidence back.
I mean, that 7 wins and Love might get another season there. Who knows?
Oh, he did get that contract.
Gets another season regardless.
They did sign.
He got that contract extension. I was trying to figure that out too. We talked about the
guaranteed money, and it's like $10 million in incentives. It's worth up to $22 million. It's a 1-year deal. Does it save them more money to do that instead of pick up the 5th-year option, which is just $20 million?
It's a hedge because he's got to go out there and earn it. So, yes, it's a great contract for the Packers. It's
because of the incentives. It's a prove-it deal with saving money.
And it's a smart move by Love to take it because there is no guarantee you were going to have a 5th-year contract or get a contract with any team after this season. So now he's got himself at least a safety net where he gets some extra cash, and if he plays well, he'll make even more than he would have made under his 5th-year option. So it's a win-win for him.
Yeah, the guy got paid for sitting on the bench.
From the Packers' standpoint, I think what it does, it's smart because it eliminates all the questions. If he struggles out of the gate, it eliminates all the talk of, well, are you guys going to re-sign him? What's going to happen? Blah, 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 blah. And now they don't have to worry about those questions being there, and it saves them potentially being out, $20 million when they may only be out $10 million.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win, I think, for the most part. It's a good deal. It's good. It's smart to get it done.
Yeah. I mean, you're giving a little bit of confidence. Like you said, you're not really – now, if he has a decent year, do you see them roll? Obviously, they're going to roll with that next year, but do you guys see him just trying to suck it up and give him a long-term contract if he has a decent year?
Well, what would you consider a decent year? What's the scenario where you wouldn't just have him show it one more year for you?
7 wins.
That's good enough to get an extension?
7 wins, and let's say his stats 20 TDs and 11 picks.
Oh no, 20 TDs is not enough in this NFL.
Well, you got to think they have a lot. They got the running backs. They got their 2 running backs, so they may rely heavily on them this year.
Yeah, they couldn't run the ball with any consistency or effectiveness last season with Aaron Rodgers behind the helm. So
maybe it's different with Jordan Love because maybe the defense will be scared of Jordan Love's arm.
Maybe all the players will want to play harder for a guy who's not a total prick.
Listen, Aaron Rodgers is in New York. He's at the Knicks games. He's at the Yankee games.
I mean, you heard what Aaron Rodgers said, right? he said he would have talked to the Packers leadership if they hadn't have called him on his phone and instead FaceTimed him. He never even talked to them.
Wait, I'm sorry. What?
In his press conference, he said he never talked. I don't think he actually ever spoke with the Packers GM.
I thought that's because
he said because he tried to call me and he needs to FaceTime me. I only talk over FaceTime now.
Oh, Aaron Rodgers is a stud. I mean,
a stud. Yeah.
Come on. If you're going to talk to Aaron Rodgers, you better show some respect.
Yeah, come on.
Planet Aaron.
Planet Dan, Planet Aaron. It's all the same thing, man. They're all running in that same. Wow, I didn't hear that part.
Yeah.
I love that guy. That guy's a great guy. He's going to do really well in New York. Brett Favre said so. We skip over a couple of things because Brett Favre's the man. Now, what do you guys think of the Bucks pick? I don't really like it much, but, I'm just not a smart intellectual person like you guys are. Kalai and
I don't mind it.
It's not a reach. It's nothing exciting about it.
I think the reason it's not exciting is because nobody was talking about Kalijah Cansey as a pick for the Bucks, but it makes sense. It's a good fit. He's a 3-tech. Probably going to be an interior guy.
He's going to make Vita Vea absolutely better in this defense. I mean, they're going to complement each other well.
And to be honest with you, I think it's a good reason they took this guy because, one, they're already focused on developing younger talent on this defensive line, but the only other rotational DT talent you have is Will Golston, who's probably fucking over the hill and don't know if he's going to be back or not.
He's been on the team for a while.
He has been on the team for a long time, but you have him and you have Logan Hall, who is the pick that they had last year. And, he had a pretty quiet pedestrian rookie season. You don't know what kind of development you're going to get from him this year. And then you got that guy they signed from the Rams, Greg Gaines. Like, it's not a bad way to fill out the defensive line there. He was ACC Defensive Player of the Year. I know it's the fucking ACC, but...
Yeah. I hated it a lot more until they got Yaya Diaby. I think that they're going to complement each other long term.
A lot of the defensive guys that they drafted, one of the things you'll notice they do well is just fucking get after the quarterback. And even when the Bucs had the better defenses on the field over the last couple of years, one of the things they did not do well at all was get after the quarterback with just 4 down linemen. And I think they just want more guys with pass rush chops. You know what I mean? Like, Yaya is not known for his pass rush ability.
He led the team in sacks, didn't he?
Yeah, no shit. So, I guess from the DT position, he should be sneaky good. But, that's kind of how Kalijah Cansey is. I think he had 8 or 9 sacks his senior year at Pittsburgh. Even the linebacker that they got, the Cervantier Dennis, I think.
Cervantier Dennis.
He had 7 sacks from the linebacker position. So,
hopefully
this was a very Todd Bowles draft.
I was going to say, hopefully Todd Bowles.
This was not a Bruce Arians draft. This was a Todd Bowles draft.
Well, hopefully Todd Bowles will actually, keep going with the blitzes after the first, second quarter.
They are
comparing
that Kalijah Cansey kid to
Warren Sapp.
Warren Sapp, Aaron Donald, and John Randall, which is a little fucking premature.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
I will say this: my favorite Bucs pick is Cody Mauch, and not just because he's toothless. Well, we have the most ginger offensive line in football now.
We sure do.
Hey, I think we said this last week. I need to just get out there.
Yeah. If you put on another 100 pounds and grow another 5 inches, you're ready for the NFL.
And get your hair long.
But what I like about Cody is he can literally play every position on the line. And to have a Swiss Army knife guy in today's NFL is a must. You need a guy that you can put anywhere in the middle of a game. That's the biggest problem, right? You lose your center, you use your guard in the middle of the game, you got to replace him. You need a guy like Cody you can just be like, we're shifting him over and we're putting in our backup into his spot because he's capable of doing all of it.
Yeah, look at Ali Marpet, his career with Tampa Bay. He played center, he played guard, he played tackle. He fucking was an all-pro. I believe he was an all-pro at guard. But
I believe he was the 1 year.
He had the versatility to move around. A lot of the guys that they like bringing in, Luke Gedeke has the versatility to move around. He's going to be our right tackle now.
He's versatile, but really that's where he belongs. And this move gives them the freedom to do that.
Exactly.
It gives them the confidence to do that because, hey, Gedeke doesn't work out there. You got Mauch. You try him out. He can even play right tackle.
They also brought in, Filer. They also brought in Filer, who I believe can play tackle, but he'll probably be one of your guards if I had to guess.
One misconception that about Cody mentions that everyone, because he looks like such a nice guy, comes across as a nice guy, that he doesn't play angry. But if you watch him, he plays angry.
No, he's an aggressive player.
He's similar to a Ryan Jensen. Exactly. Well, he's bigger than Ryan Jensen, but younger Ryan Jensen. Because everyone sees him with a smile, he's toothless, blah, blah, blah. But when you watch game tape and you watch the different things, I mean, he plays to the whistle. He plays angry.
Now, you got to remember, he was playing Division II.
Okay,
so, FCS.
Division 1AA.
1AA.
And who also did the Bucks draft that played Division II that turned out pretty well on the offense line?
Alex
Donovan Smith. I'm joking.
I'm trying to remember who went to North Dakota State.
No, not North Dakota State. You just said his name.
Oh, Ali Marpet.
Yeah.
Hobart.
Yeah, Hobart. That's what I was shooting for.
That's truly Division II, right?
That is truly below Division 1AA.
Well, I thought Alex Capo was AA deal.
No, you can get the offensive linemen. Because athleticism doesn't play as big of a role in what they do. It's more technique and intelligence, right? It's an instinctual position almost, and so I think that's the one position on the field where you can take a guy from a smaller school and lesser, lower division and see success immediately.
Yeah, I'm just looking at his stuff here. I mean, 6'5", was he? 6'5", 290.
No,
6'5", 302.
He's up to 305 at the combine. 302. Yeah.
Mr. 305.
Sorry, I was just looking at the rest of them.
Mr. Worldwide.
Was there any other in the first round that you were kind of surprised that got picked?
I can tell you there was one that wasn't in the first round that I was kind of surprised didn't get picked.
Joey Porter Jr.?
That was Will Levis.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, which honestly I don't feel bad for him because every time they kept showing him on camera, he had a different hot-ass girl sitting around him.
Well, he had his mom, his sister, and his girlfriend. Yeah. That was it.
All fine.
Joey Porter Jr. was good enough to go in the first round. I think the Steelers got a great because they were targeting him, but they didn't. They didn't have to use their first round pick on him. So that's great for Pittsburgh because that's who he was connected with. But then they get Broderick Jones. I mean, surefire, can't miss offensive tackle and Joey Porter Jr. Pittsburgh had a good draft, and if Kenny Pickett is who we think he could be. Pittsburgh's going to be a team to watch in that division this year.
They got to be feeling good this week, though. I don't know if you saw the pictures from the Luke Combs concert in Pittsburgh this week.
I did
Kenny
not.
Pickett was brought up on stage and shotgunned a beer.
That's a good sign.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Right, how's your shotgunning skills?
I can shotgun pretty well.
You can open your throat pretty good?
You want to see?
Yeah, I got you. Hold on. We got some here in the...
Are you going to shotgun one right now?
Stone Cold Steve Austin on this.
Are you?
I'll shotgun.
There's a Coors Light in the fridge. Yeah.
Not like the 16-ounce bottle, like the heavy-duty aluminum bottles.
The 32.
32-ouncer? I'll shotgun a 12-ounce beer.
Oh, wow, Brian. Look at that, everyone. Do you need to put a Dr. Dan shirt on while you do it so you don't spill on your...
Well, if I vomit, I want that ready to go. That is...
I got a shirt underneath. But, I mean, besides that, I think I actually was thinking at the time when Levis, whatever his name is, was available. I thought Pittsburgh would pick him up. Just because.
No, I didn't think there was any chance of. No, they.
You think they're sold? You think they're
100%? Absolutely, they're sold on him. 100%.
I was a little surprised that Tennessee took him. All right, here we go. All right, don't make a mess, everyone. Let's see. Here goes Brian shotgun in a Coors Light. People in chat probably think you should be having a Bud Light.
Hole, man. Oh, I know. He did a terrible hole.
Well, don't worry.
Oh, this is not a good shotgun here.
No, wait. I got to show you the hole he gave me.
Oh, come on, Rhett. Have you ever shotgunned a beer, Rhett?
As soon as I stabbed it,
look at.
Oh, man.
He said go.
Chat is literally taking a shiz on this.
No, that's a terrible. I mean, even that's not good, but I mean, it's a pinhole.
Chat is taking a shiz on this one. Weak.
They should. This is embarrassing.
Brian, so you're blaming Rhett on this one? Oh, 3-sip bird shot.
100%. That's the hole you need. I had a pinhole, and I'm like, why is no beer coming out? It was coming out of the top. Awful.
Oh, man. That's okay, Brian. Everyone was disappointed.
I'm disappointed. I'll get redemption one week.
Filthy set you up, they're saying.
I was set up. It was sabotage.
It's a little disappointing,
No, it was my fault. I popped it too quick. I'm going to take the blame for that. I'm not going to blame Rhett.
At least you stepped up and Rhett's trying to be a lawyer.
No, it was my fault. I pulled too quick.
But yeah,
we made a mess here. This studio is going to stink.
That is not good.
Not good. We're going to get in trouble.
Yes, we definitely will have to. We definitely will have to clean this right after.
Yeah, we can finish the show, Rhett. We're almost done. We got like 10 minutes.
Yeah, Rhett. Yeah, sit back down, buddy. It's okay. Will Levis, how do you think he's going to do in the NFL?
I think all the pressure's off of him, right? I mean, that's the best part for him is now he's got no pressure. He's in a situation where he gets to sit behind Tannehill for one season, which is where I thought Anthony Richardson should go. Mm-hmm. I actually think you should have switched the two of them. I think you should have. I think that Levis was a better fit for the Colts, and Richardson was a better fit for Tennessee.
So, if I'm not mistaken, didn't Tennessee already establish he's going to be the 3 QB on the roster? Like he's not.
Yeah,
going to
but they say
there.
that shit, and then they show up the training camp.
He's not starting.
No, but
Definitely
I'm saying, but he's not going to be number 3. I don't think he's number 3.
I think he'll move his way up to number 2. I think Malik is not that good. I think he'll be number 2.
Malik's that good either. I think he's much better than Malik Willis.
6'4", with shotgun and Brian.
I just wanted to say, and this is no fault of Brian, but that shotgun was like when I do one of those.
Do you think you could beat Brian in a shotgun contest with your snake claw, whatever you have, your cobra fist?
No, because I tried that and I end up spitting it all out. I end up doing like Triple H, spitting out the water when I try that.
No, it was my fault. It was not Rhett's fault. He didn't have that. But so this is the problem I had was he stabbed it and then pulled the key out. Normally when I go through it with the key, I'll twist the key around and then pull it out. But he stabbed it and just came straight out with it.
I was still doing that stabbing motion. I had to break through.
Brian,
I wasn't trying to.
Brian, he's a young buck, okay?
Yeah.
Also, if you're going to shotgun, you stab lower on the can. You went way too center can for me.
Okay.
I like a lower, near the base.
Lower
hole. Good
lesson.
Lower hole.
Less center can. That's a rookie mistake.
Lummy, when you stab it, where do you stab it?
On a Coors Light? I would say probably in the Rockies.
You do go in the Rockies?
That's right where I went, yeah.
Oh, no, I go
well, how high are the Rockies? I haven't seen it.
They're pretty high.
You don't know where the Rockies are?
I don't drink beer.
Than midline.
I would say fine.
Like lower third can.
Because back in the day, the Coors Light were very big, and then the Rocky that when they did the Blue Mountains were kind of like way down there.
Lummy hasn't shotgunned a beer in 20 years, so.
And let's go Defenders for the XFL championship.
Yeah.
What's the title game? DC Defenders and
fucking Brandon called that too last week.
He bet on it. What'd you win, a nickel?
8 cents?
I won $5 because I bet $10.
Whoa!
Wow!
Yeah.
Fucking what did the government pay you this week?
Last week? Take it easy there, man.
Oh, take it easy. What do you get? One beer?
You've been a real dick today.
Oh,
Lummy.
me? You get one beer in you, and now I'm the dick. Oh, jeez.
They paid me on Sunday, so I had.
See, Brian. I know all about it.
It's the first of the month, and Brandon's feeling kind of horny.
Yeah, so he wanted to bet $10 on the
conventional methods of betting are kind of boring.
On the Gladiators or whatever the hell. So who do you got winning for the XFL for all the interested XFL people out there?
I got the Defenders winning by at least 2 touchdowns.
Are you putting 15 on that then? Since you won 10 or bet 10 and won 5, are you going to reinvest it, double down?
Well, actually, I might put 10 on it, but I got to wait till because they don't play until Mother's Day weekend.
Oh, so
that's smart of them. That's smart of them.
It's smart of you to wait too. Don't put it down now. You want to see what happens. You know, a lot can happen, and you're clearly scouting those 2 teams out.
Yeah, now I'm going to watch the USFL.
Oh yeah, week 4.
Bet $1 on that.
Big matchup. The Houston Gamblers.
$1, huh?
Yeah, Houston Gamblers versus the Philadelphia Stars 1-2 versus 1-2. The Memphis Showboats 0-3. Michigan Panthers 2-1. Wow, man, that's a hell of a lineup.
It's still shitty football, but it's still football.
Well, you know what? If there was a Florida team, I'm sure Rhett would be all over it too. But
the other thing with the shotgunning is my throat opens up a lot wider for a Bud Light. So
I bet it does, Brian. I bet you were wishing that was a Bud Light right down your hatch, wasn't it?
a long neck.
Actually, I do drink a bottle of beer better than a can of beer.
Do you do like the little tornado swirl on it?
Yeah.
To chug it?
Yeah, but I can't open up my throat. I end up like backwashing myself.
Oh, so by backwashing yourself, you mean spilling it all over yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he means.
He pulls a Brian.
Anything else there,
I got a
superstar?
little. I mean, there's a few drops. I was careful with it. Most got on the floor.
Oh, thanks, Brian. We're thank you for doing that.
Not most of the beer, but most of what spilled got on the floor.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Have
you.
a good weekend.
Hey, man, go Memphis Showboats or whoever the fuck.
Memphis was out, right?
All right, they're USFL. They're 0-3, Brian. I don't know. It's the fucking USFL.
Yeah,
I mean,
Memphis
come on.
Showboats are the worst team in the USFL.
Yeah, 0-3. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually are.
Yeah.
Formerly the Tampa Bay Bandits. They took away the Bandits to give us the Showboats, and they're off to a blistering hot start.
Yeah, maybe we'll get the Bandits back, and we'll all be
Really carrying on the legacy of Bandits football here. Get ready to saddle up.
Former Steve Spurrier and I don't. Anyone else know anybody from the Bandits?
The old ball coach?
Yeah, is that it?
No, he was Orlando Apollos.
No, but I'm saying Steve Spurrier was
back in the Dizzy.
You still got to give the history.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, come on.
This ain't your granddad's USFL.
That's true.
That's true. That was when it was good. Are you surprised Oakland
Nope.
taking the tight end Michael Mayer and
Am
a
I
cornerback
surprised?
in the first? Because remember we kind of talked about them possibly taking
a corner is a good pick. I thought
the running back.
What's funny is Detroit did what I thought Oakland should do. They did the exact thing, which was
Oakland A's?
draft Bijan.
Who's Oakland?
I'm sorry. They're always going to be Oakland to me. Detroit did what I thought Las Vegas should do.
You called them Oakland first, Lummy.
No, I didn't.
Yes, the fuck you did. I thought we were talking about the Oakland A's.
7-7.
I knew who we were talking about because they're always going to be the Oakland Raiders.
Me too. That's what I fucking thought. The LA Raiders. 7-7-2.
Problem. I have less of a problem calling them the Commanders than I do calling Las Vegas. Oakland, Las Vegas. But they, that's what I thought they should do, which is kind of funny because Detroit ended up doing it and had the balls to do it.
Yeah.
But I thought that would have been a good move for Las Vegas to do. Although Tyree Wilson is a pretty surefire pick at number 7. Edge rushers are everything in this league now. Probably the second most important position, third most important position.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth. I think I would say quarterback, left tackle,
100%.
D-end, wide receiver tied.
I think you're 100% dead on that one, Brian.
Thank you.
7-7-2.
But no, getting Michael Mayer where they did was a good pick.
Gay.
Hello?
All right.
I
think he was making fun of the shotgun, or he had a stroke.
Well, hopefully he's not driving.
He shouted "gay," and then
took some.
Well, we don't approve of that calls anymore, so we will not be taking any more phone calls for the rest of the show.
No, we should. This has already been a terrible show.
This has been a great show.
Off,
What
Rhett.
are you talking about? Get out of here, Rhett.
Jesus, Rhett,
and
Mr.
You know
Negative.
What? He says it's a terrible show, and one of the listeners, Todd Rothatcher, who's apparently Rhett's illegitimate father, said, "This is my new favorite show. Rhett is really kicking ass as a co-host."
Well, I too surely appreciate it, Todd,
Yeah, you
very
know
much.
what?
He says, I take it back.
Nothing.
On second
no.
thought, this show sucks.
No, I honestly
pathetic.
feel bad about being partially
He
responsible.
can't get it up.
For spilling
I know,
all
man.
the,
Everyone is now. Come on, Rhett.
spilling all the beer on the floor.
Hey, babyface.
Should we call our boy, Lummy? Should we call him this week?
Rhett,
Brian?
Our boy?
What?
Yeah.
Hold on. You just literally insulted our show, and now you're babyfacing on it. Babyface. Have you ever heard a co-host just come out and say this show sucks?
I mean, I've had
Yes,
days
you
where I was like,
have.
this wasn't a good show for us. But
Yeah,
this,
but that was long.
That
was-
wasn't the feeling.
Brian, there was a different person sitting next to you during those times.
Oh.
I think you guys might be taking what I said a little too personally.
I
I
didn't
thought he
say
was
that.
still here. Tyler's not hosting with us anymore?
I didn't say his name.
Oh.
That's not who I was. I wasn't talking about him.
Well, who are you talking about? Because nobody else has done the show with us other than Rhett and him.
Hey, you gotta back me in the corner on that one.
Look, man,
Who do you want to call?
not everybody can just, force their kid into radio like other shows do or tried to do, even though they're not cut out for radio.
Who now are you talking about?
Oh, you know who I'm talking about.
I'm talking about
I don't know. Now the show is getting fucking squirreled off because I don't know who Rhett is trying to talk. Who are you talking about?
I'm Brian, by the way.
No, Rhett just said, "Do you want to call our boy up?"
I don't know who the boy is.
That's what I'm talking about.
We haven't called him in a couple of weeks, but we usually try and call him and get some business done with him.
D-ball?
Check in on him, see when maybe he feels like handling some
Brian,
business that him and I have.
this is when you were on your hiatus of going
drug
on.
Dealer?
Literally like 7 times we called this guy on the phone.
Yeah, Brian, I forgot.
Weren't here.
You should, Brian. So Rhett did a lot of web work for this guy. He owes Rhett money, and he has been kind of for 2 years?
He's just ghosting. Yeah,
2 years.
He's just been hard to get a hold of.
He's owed you money for 2 years?
Yeah.
How much money are we
I'm
talking about?
obviously never going to see it.
How much money are we talking about?
$600.
Oh. Have you thought about suing him in small claims court?
No, because for what?
I mean,
because you'd rather just bitch about him owing you money?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Babyface, do you want to be his lawyer for that?
I could
Pro
tell him.
bono?
He absolutely can file a small claims case on his own. He's smart enough to do it. If you can edit. I've seen the editing jobs, the star swipes and everything on Bubba's videos. He's awesome.
What are you talking about? So, wait, hold on. You're not going to do pro bono work for Rhett?
No, I said I will help him through the process, but he doesn't need me to represent him.
Yeah, but doesn't it sound better when he's like, my lawyer's on the phone?
He can say, my lawyer's on the phone all he wants. And no, that doesn't sound better. That sounds worse. That sounds creepy.
China.
My lawyer's on the phone.
What are you talking about?
My lawyer's on the phone. Sound like John Mulvaney there.
Fine. Do you want to be called attorney? My attorney's on the phone with us, and he's going to be...
No, it was the tone of your voice and the way you said it.
No, do you?
It sounded like you drank a Bud Light before that.
Do we need to, or does Rhett, if he did file a small claims, whatever, would it be better for him to tell this guy that he's going to be doing it, or just do it?
Just do it. Don't threaten. Just do it. If he hasn't paid you in 2 years, just do it.
Yeah.
This guy gives him the runaround every time.
Make like a Nike and just do it.
All right, cool.
All right. Well, I mean, Rhett, is that something you're going to do?
Potentially, yeah.
Do you have documentation or proof that he owes you the money?
Nope. Just text messages. That's it.
What about voicemails?
Yes.
Didn't his voicemails always say that he's
small
just...
claims court evidence rules are really loose.
He told me one time he couldn't get me his money because his baby mama had left him after 30 years, and like he had to go rent
30 years?
Yeah, he had to go rent out a moving truck. He had to go
30 years, and you're worried about your baby mama leaving
He had to go. He had to go.
But he runs a very...
he had to go. He just literally just fucking. He's like a pretend businessman. He's one of those guys who's an entrepreneur.
Is he a fishmonger?
He's one of no.
You're a dick. That's not even how it happened.
He's one of he's one of those guys who's an entrepreneur, but is like doing a new thing every 6 months. Like,
but he flaunts his whole thing.
Is he a ferret?
Brian, that's what I was... Oh, Jesus Christ.
Is he...
Yeah, okay, ferret. I almost said that one too. Yeah, he's pretty much... Never mind. We're not going to...
That's all right.
I mean...
Hey, guy, you owe me money, guy. That's Bubba talking about getting your money back from the guy. Hey, guy, buddy guy, you owe me the money, guy.
Yeah, so, the Raiders had a great draft.
I want to shotgun another beer now. I don't want to go back to work today. I'm done. This is over. We're going 5 hours today, guys.
Oh, are we?
5 hours.
We're going 5 hours.
We're gonna have to clean that beer up at some point.
Call Lummy's nanny and tell her to work overtime.
Oh yeah, that's gonna go real well. She has her own kid she has to take care of now.
Well, tell her bring him over.
Oh,
I'll Uber him there.
Oh, you're gonna?
I'll pay for the Uber.
Uber with the baby seat in there.
They need that though, don't they? Like. You should be able to select that as
Uber
an option.
Your fucking baby.
So hold on, you're telling me you're going to trust
Uber?
You're going to trust some
Not
random
without the parent. I'm just saying, like you're a parent with a kid and you're traveling.
I can see Brian how he's going to do it.
So are they going to charge you an additional rate for the kid? Is that what you're saying? Has to be a special rate for someone with a little kid?
It's just that's an option. Like you have the option to choose an Uber that has a
get an Uber that's safe for kids.
That has a car seat in it.
Baby seat, yeah.
Oh,
like that would be smart, wouldn't it?
Community baby seat, yeah.
Maybe you can get with someone you just mentioned, and maybe you guys can start a business.
Bunch of sniveling ass, sneezing 2-year-olds.
Hey, yo, you can
Hey, guy, come over here and let's get a baby seat business going.
Call it Boober.
Boober. It's short for baby Uber.
That's right. Exactly. You're nailing it right there, Brian. I mean,
you got nanny cams, and it broadcasts on the web, and you can pay extra to see your baby in transit.
Exactly. I mean, when you get a little tanked up at Steinbrenner Field, just put your kid in the baby seat, and the Uber driver will take it home for you.
You can still drive home drunk, but now you won't catch the child endangerment charge.
Exactly. Exactly. Because it's in the boober.
Will take your baby home.
The boober will do it.
Who wants to leave their car somewhere inconvenient?
Instead, just drive and just, do whatever you want to do. I was going to say, what is your take, guys, on the last pick and how they make a big deal about it?
Mr. Irrelevant?
Yeah. You think it's just something that's super cheesy, kind of like painting your face and going to the draft?
I mean, so you know how that came about, right?
No.
So one of the last guy who was picked in the draft in like 1980, whatever, he started like a charitable foundation, wanted to make something of that about being the last pick. And so that's where it was like the Mr. Irrelevant Foundation or something like that came about, and he did something with that is the story I read. But
that's what that lady was who called out the last pick. I saw that.
Deshaun Johnson? I don't know.
Oh, Long Johnson.
Deshaun Johnson from Toledo.
Yeah.
Stud, quick hands, feet to develop into a disruptive interior pass rusher.
I'll tell you right now, Alex Forsyth, the third to last pick.
Oh, yeah, from Oregon.
That guy's going to do some work. He'll be around in the league for a while.
Thought that undrafted free agent the Bucs got at running back, Sean Tucker, that guy's the second best running back on the roster.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Kurt Warner's kid.
No.
The wide receiver from K-State.
No, but the Bucs invited Dwayne Bowles to minicamp, and they would be foolish not to let him come to the real camp with them. Linebacker from USF, awesome player on a terrible team. Also, a few of the USF offensive linemen got signed by other teams and offered, minicamp spots. So go Bulls.
Go Bulls. Hey, Rhett, who wrote this little intro here for the YouTube?
The same person that wrote that script that Brian gave you.
Oh.
Welcome to the Lummy Sports Show, where your hosts, Lummy, Brian, and Rhett, bring you the latest and greatest from the world of sports. Every Wednesday, we dive deep into the latest stories from around the NFL, MLB, NHL, and NBA, discussing recent games, standout performances, and upcoming matchups. We also share our expert opinions on trades, draft picks, and the future of your favorite teams. Join us as we break down the action, analyze the strategies, and celebrate the passion that makes sports so exciting.
Well, you know what?
Whether you're a diehard fan or just looking for some friendly banter,
big pause.
The Lummy Sports Show has got you covered. Subscribe now and don't miss out on the #1 sports show live from Tampa Bay that starts at or around noon. Motherfuckers!
Let's go!
Well, then we got a 5-minute, within 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got a 5-minute. We got to make sure we're talking about it. The NHL. The Lightning obviously lost the need time off. What do you guys think? Who's going to win? Obviously, Boston Bruins, they lost. Now you got the Florida Panthers. Who do you guys? Well, I already know, Rhett. I shouldn't ask you. Who do you want to see
the Rangers
in the Stanley
were
Cup?
his pick, and they're gone.
Yeah, but now Florida's still in.
Well, then that's clearly who he's
as a
cheering
Lightning
for.
fan, I'm happy that they took care of Boston, but
do you want Florida to win it all this year?
No. I think
I think. I can't stand the Panthers or the Maple Leafs.
I think I'm going to have to go against my gut here as a Florida sports fan. Really swallow my pride and say that I do not want the Panthers.
Who do you want to win it all there, Rhett?
I want Carolina or Seattle.
It would be cool to see Seattle. It would be cool to see Dallas, to be honest with you, because what's the name of that 38-year-old guy that they have who just had 4 fucking goals last night in one game?
Ben Bishop.
No.
How can you go against the Kraken and Yanni Gourde? Man?
Yeah, Yanni Gourde.
Yeah.
Come on,
2 goals.
He's got a house here
so far in the playoffs. He's their leading scorer.
He's got a house still in Tampa.
They knocked off the defending Stanley Cup champions, which what really that shows is just how fucking impressive what the Lightning did.
Well, they're not going to get that credit. Bubble champs.
But whatever, 3 Stanley Cup finals in a row is so fucking hard to do. I would say that the bubble was the hardest playoff to win ever because more teams got to make it. And so you had more opportunity for upsets.
That's right. 100%. And they weren't in the bubble the second one.
And going back to the Lightning, just how frustrating is it when they literally outplayed Toronto in all but one game of that series and lost?
Yeah,
that's the part that's aggravating. It would be one thing if the Lightning just completely ran out of gas and Maple Leafs took it to them and beat them. But the fact of the matter is the Lightning beat themselves.
Yeah, they ran out of gas in the overtime.
It's not even running out of gas in the overtime. It's a
those
lack of...
Those games should have been done.
Those games should have been closed out in regulation. At least two of them. So it's the frustrating part for me is the Lightning should be playing the Panthers right now, and we know the Panthers ain't beating the fucking Lightning in nothing.
Swept them
ever.
last year, and we probably could have swept them this year.
So that's the frustrating, disappointing part for me is if the Lightning just could have gotten through. The road is cleared to them. The road is cleared for them to get to the not even just Stanley Cup. They would have been the favorite to win it all if they were still in this thing.
Right.
I don't know who you would pick against to beat them if at a Carolina, New Jersey, Florida, Dallas, Seattle, Vegas, and Edmonton. The Lightning would have been the odds-on favorite.
100%. And now,
I think we're looking at a Carolina, Vegas.
I was going to say Vegas.
Carolina, Vegas, or Carolina, Edmonton final.
Are the Lightning going to be able to re-sign Alex Killorn?
No.
No, he's gone.
They are not. The Lightning have no money left. They've got. They're going to be able to re-sign Corey Perry if he wants to play for $1 million again. They'll be able to re-sign Pierre-Edouard Bellemare if he wants to play for $1 million again. But that's about all they can afford.
Yeah, I think Killorn's done. He's seen his last days unless he's going to take just a super friendly deal. I don't see that happening. But Brian, hold on. Wait, guys. We only got 2 minutes left. We got to do the NBA. I don't know if 2 minutes is enough to do the NBA.
How about that game last night with the Lakers? 2 guys with 23 rebounds.
You can take that over, Brian, because I don't know shit about
crazy.
The NBA.
Anthony Davis had 30 and 23.
Wait, the Lakers made the playoffs?
The Lakers made the playoffs. They're in the semifinals.
Anthony Davis is probably going to be the difference this series for the Lakers.
He's finally healthy in the playoffs, and that means everything. LeBron had a terrible game last night, and Anthony Davis, and they still beat Golden State. That is trouble for Golden State because LeBron's not going to go out there and shoot as poorly as he shot last night again. I think the Lakers could win that series in 5. They're good enough to. Golden State's not that good, and I like where the Lakers are at right now.
I'm hoping that it's going to be the Lakers and the Celtics then.
Well, it could happen.
Is the Celtics still on it?
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck it.
They're down a game to Philadelphia. Philadelphia with the MVP of the league, Joel Embiid, who is not the MVP of the league. Everybody knows who the MVP of the league is. Everybody knows which team would be absolutely dog shit if they didn't have the player.
The Bucks?
That's Nikola Jokic, the joke man.
What teams he play for?
The Denver Nuggets, who are up a game in their series and looking to... I'm sorry, up 2 games in their series against the Suns and looking to make it to the Western Conference Finals behind the incredible Nikola Jokic. I
hope Denver wins it all then.
Joker is a center who plays like a point guard, okay?
The new NBA, I love it.
He is 6'11", 284, and he shoots, this season, he shot 38% from three-point range, 82% from the free throw line, 63% from the field. He averages almost 10 assists a game, Lummy. 7 foot tall, essentially.
And what country is this guy from?
He is from probably, I don't know, Serbia. I don't know.
Making $33 million?
Oh, yeah. Back-to-back MVP.
Where is he from? Bio. Here we go. Let's see.
Serbia. I was right. Woohoo!
Sombor, Serbia. 6'11", 284.
What a guess by me.
What a guess. You know what, Brian? That's why you are the man. You know that?
Yep.
And, hopefully you can make up shotgun in a beer one day.
I will. I need to redeem myself on that.
Maybe Rhett can learn how to pop
Maybe I just won't even
it.
touch it. Maybe I'll just hand him the unmolested can and have him do the rest. That's what I should have done.
No, because you got to learn that, how to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know how to shotgun a beer?
No, I don't have any friends who like doing that fun shit with me. Because I don't have any friends, Brian.
That was implied.
Wow, this is actually getting kind of depressing. But thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you, Brian, Rhett. Hopefully you get some friends this weekend. For all your Bubba Army shop, Bubba Army store, go to Bubba Army shop, BubbaArmyStore.com. Hey, listen, don't forget to pick up your Planet. Don't forget to pick up your Planet Dan shirt.
No, you can forget that.
The Bubba University shirt.
Those how are those Flex Fit hats? Are they sold out yet?
I'm sure they are. I'm sure everything's sold out.
But Dan shirts are still available?
No, they're probably sold out too. Maybe some smalls or extra smalls for our medium like Brian wears. But thank you everyone for tuning in. We will be live next Wednesday. Hopefully Brian is able to show up if he's not doing his real job or shotgunning beers in a ditch. Rhett, thank you so much. Okay, Rhett has already left the building before we are done. Brian, thank you, and everyone, thank you. We are live tomorrow, 6 a.m., rumble.com/The Bubba Army, kick.com/The Bubba Army, KICK. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow. See ya.